So we've got trivia today. It's actually Oaks Day, but we're going to have a look at Saturday, which is now called Champions Day. How you going, Trev?
Good, Mark. Good.
Not a bad day on Tuesday in the end. Good result in the Cup.
Yeah, the Cup was a good result. And actually, we left a couple of winners out there. I think there was a couple of races where there was sort of just a little bit of value and I sort of didn't sort of pick it up. So hopefully going forward we sort of don't miss those. But yeah, it could have been a really good day. But I think we're going noses just slightly in front for the week, which seems to be a lot better than what most people are doing. So
the Cup's hard, but I reckon the last few years you've found there is value there.
It's definitely value.
You always manage to back a lot of horses and
well, I think we
get a decent result.
Like 8 horses and still got over 2 to 1 our money, which was which is pretty good. So and we're on first and second. And then I think third was a bet there for a bit, and then I think it tightened up right at the death. But so we're on. We might have been on. The fourth horse was the favourite, so we were on it as well in the end. He was a big drifter late on the Bedfair, so it's a good race to sort of. If you can sort of line them up, and there's not too many internationals. So this year it was sort of good that one of the local horses got the money.
So they've revamped it a bit. So Saturday has got the 3 Group 1s. So the Sprint, which is the Darley, basically. The Mile, which is the Cantala, and the Mackinnon as well. So they're all called the Champions now or whatever. But looks like a pretty good day of racing overall. Yeah,
traditionally... I've always thought that the 2 best days for betting, like for value, are the Oaks Day and the last day. Oaks Day today is pretty tough. Hopefully we can get some, but then the last days, I think they're the best betting races. Cup Day, you've sort of got the Cup and some other big fields, not much. And then the first day, you've got all the good horses, but sometimes it just tends to be not a lot of value on Derby Day. But the last day, I think traditionally, it's a good betting meeting.
So we'll have a look at the 3 Group 1s. Just on the track, I mean, it's actually Thursday morning we're doing this, so they haven't run Oaks Day yet, but what have you thought of the track so far? It's played all right?
Race pretty typically. So it's out 5 metres today. They'll just get away from the fence again. They just try to cover the marking on the circle. So I assume he'll go from 5, maybe he'll go 7 or something like that. And so, they'll just... There'll be nothing wrong with sort of being 3 wide with the trail coming into the straight. And then they just traditionally they'll get out wider in the straight for the straight races. They won't race near the fence. But it's pretty much what it happens every year. Is the same. If you have 4 meetings in 8 days. And then this year we've had rain. But the track holds up pretty well.
So the first Group 1's race 6 at 10 to 4. It's the Champions Sprint over the 1200. So. Just looking at the market, that the final fields came out, I think, yesterday, but pretty much a race in 3. So Nature Strip is $2 at the moment, from Bellany Patina at $5.50, and Giga Kick's also $5.50, and from there you're out to Levante and Paul Laley at $26. So very much a race in 3. I'm assuming you got Nature Strip on top. What sort of figures have you got for it?
So yes, I've got it on I've got it favourite. I've got it first up. It sort of ran to its figure. It's about a similar figure to what it did in this race last year. I've got it going better at times, but that's about sort of what it does. And then last I had it rating down, so I've just rated it what it did. It's 8 years old now, and it's been overseas and come back. So it's sort of not what it's sort of been doing in the past. I couldn't take short odds, but I've got it favourite, but sort of around $3.
So $2 a bit short.
I would have thought so.
So Bellany Patina and Giga Kick at $5.50. Where'd you have them?
So Bellany Patuna's interesting one. It just rated huge the other day. We won by the big margin at Moonee Valley. I just thought it was an outlier rating. So basically I pulled it right back and I rated it sort of back to sort of a bit better than what it had done at its previous best. I think it would probably regress Saturday. So I've got it about $7.50.
Yep.
And Giga Kick, it's the interesting one.
Hasn't lost yet, has it?
No, it's undefeated. Sort of had it going good at Caulfield, and then it went the same at sort of Flemington when it beat Buddhist Notches, but only by like a short off head, who then ran third and was sort of well beaten last Saturday in the Coolmore. And then it went to the Everest and sort of I've got it improving nearly 3 lengths. And was a fantastic run. Was $29, versus sort of Nature Strip, which was short odds though. I've just left it at that figure that it did.
In the Everest?
In the Everest, and got it sort of $6.
Okay.
I'm not sure it can improve. It even improves. It's better than. It's got a better chance, but maybe it'll go backwards as well. It's sort of basically in its sort of second prep, lightly raced, and then outside that, I thought Rock and Horse and Levante. Levante ran well in the Newmarket.
Yep.
Behind Rock and Horse, and it was the one that it was first home of the horses down the outside. So I thought that. I thought they were valued at sort of, I thought they were sort of $15 shots.
Yeah, so they're both 26, so...
Yeah, I thought they were
maybe something small on them.
Yeah, maybe, and just sort of hope that, the others in the market have all sort of busted up.
Yep.
You're not going to get rich sort of taking, money anyway. So I'd rather just spec those at, sort of bet small in the race and spec those at sort of decent overs and just sort of see how we go. So I sort of thought they had some chances, sort of just play around.
No worries. So race 7 is the Champions Mile, which is the old Cantala, which has been moved to this day. So the favourite is Private Eye. Yeah, so Private Eye, $3.30 from Cascadian, $4.40. My Oberon also $4.40, Alligator Blood $6.50, and then Mr. Brightside and Old Mate Tuvalu at $10. How's your market look?
So I got Private Eye favourite. I got it shorter than the market. It's just absolutely flying.
There's a big win last round.
Yeah, it was impressive winning first up here down the straight. Then it beat all but Giga Kick in the Everest, and then the other day it just come with a big whooshka and mowed them down over 1,300. It has won the Epsom over 1,600 before.
I was going to say, do we know what its best distance is?
Yeah, we're not sure. It just might be a good horse.
Yeah.
The guy's a good trainer, Joseph Pride, very underrated trainer, I would have thought. So it's had 3 starts at 1,600.
Yep.
It ran second last, but on a heavy track in the Doncaster, I think that is. And then it won a Group 2 at Eagle Farm and won the Epsom sort of in 2011. 2021.
Yep.
It's on the quick back up here from last week. Can sit, it's drawn a middle draw, so it can sort of sit handy-ish. I thought it was the one to beat, and I thought it was should have been sub sort of $3.
Yeah, okay, yeah, good. So what do you got after that?
So after that, I've got My Oberon. It was super impressive when I'm not sure what it was called, but it used to be called the Crystal Mile, Cox Plate Day at Moonee Valley. They all change names nowadays. But it was, run over a mile, come from well back. Put blinkers on it here. It'll be strong late, so I've sort of got it, sort of just under, sort of around the $6 mark.
Yep.
Cascadian's going good. It's just drawn it on the outside, 11, so, might have to do a bit of work. I've sort of got it longer than the market. And Alligator Blood I've got around sort of $7. You know what, it'll just do its figure, it'll race on the pace. Tuvalu, same, I got it about $9. But I'd be so happy to back a sort of private eye here and then just sort of work around the rest of them.
Yeah, no worries. And a funny prep, well, not a funny prep, Alligator Blood though. Got in for a good win there a few starts back. But
well, I think, then they just sort of decided that they go the Cox Plate. Ran well. Ran up to its figure in the Cox Plate. It's about as good as it can go. So it's only got to sort of maintain that.
Yeah.
They're good trainers. Waterhouse, and they know how to maintain them and things like that. So
going back to the mile here from.
I don't think that's a big...
Not an issue?
Not really. I wouldn't... Not with the good stables and things like that, they know, so they had to freshen them up a little bit.
Yeah, fair enough.
And it'll be generally run too, so...
And then race 8, 10 past 5's the Champions Stakes, which is the Mackinnon over the 2000. Anamoe, Cox Plate winner, $2, same as Nature Strip at the moment, from... On Thunderstruck at $4, Zaki at $8, Moanga $9.50, and then we're out to Elliptical at $16. So just even money for Anamoe. I'm assuming you've got it on top, but what sort of price you got it?
So I've got it favourite, but again, got it a bit longer than the market.
Yep.
The map's a little bit different here. There's sort of... Zaki looks to lead easily, and then I don't have a horse that's going to settle second. So whether McDonald has to set a second outside it or not, Hinge can go forward. So it just depends. A couple of the others, the 3-year-old might, but it'd be interesting to see. Last start it got sort of one out, one back, perfect run. It's probably going to might get that again here, but. I thought it was had every possible, and that's about as good as it can go.
Yeah.
So I don't think it can go any better than that. So I sort of rated it to that, and got it about 2.8. So got it sort of 7-4 in the old.
Yep.
On Thunderstruck was super. Cox Plate had to come from well back. It's going to get back again, but. I think races well at Flemington, big track suits it. We can balance up. I'm not sure the barriers will be that much of an issue. Come sort of, race 35 or whatever it is. So I've got it second pick, but I've only got sort of half a length or half a kilo between them. So I've got it sort of 350, 360. Zaki.
So it's $4 at the moment. Thought it might have been a bit short, but could be a bit of value. Maybe.
Could be a little bit of value, and I think, arguably you could say with a clearer run the other day, it might have beaten Anamoe, and Anamoe had every possible. So, and I think Zaki's, it's just doing what it does. So I think it's, I've got it sort of $7. It seems sort of slight overs. It's not the horse that it was, or they thought it might have been, but it's consistent.
Yep.
I got it sort of third pick, and then got sort of Moanga, double figures. Sort of got it about what price it is as well.
Yep.
And then got the 3-year-old Elliptical. I've got it slightly longer than the market. It sort of wants sort of $20 to back it.
Yeah. Okay.
But it's interesting. Traditionally, this race was the Mackinnon, so it was run the week after the Cox Plate. Now it's 2 weeks after the Cox Plate, and the Cox Plate winners don't have a great record in this race.
No.
But a lot have still won, but a lot have fallen in. I think like Rubiton fell in. Some others sort of fell in unimpressively, because it's sort of a bit like an afterthought. But then, sort of now they've raised the prize money. Yeah. And things like that. It used to just be a test run for the cup horses.
Yep.
But as I say here, they would have targeted the Cox Plate with Anamoe.
Yep.
it seems sort of short enough at sort of even money.
So maybe looks like on Thunderstruck and Zaki might be a touch.
Touch of value. I mean they're not much better than what all I think is Anamoe's a bit short. So if they were to get out more and there was sort of a bit more margin in it, sort of getting to attain it, but that's a problem sometimes. You sort of get races where you think the favourite's too short, but then the other horses, second and third picks, are only what price they should be.
Yeah.
So they're not like, this is terrific odds.
Yeah.
So it's a wait and see what happens with the market, things like that.
Yeah. I've already heard from a few people that, and I think it'll be pretty popular on Saturday. The Nature Strip into Anamoe All Up or the Multi, but looks like they're both poison odds.
Yeah,
poison odds into poison odds.
Yeah, and that's why I think you'll find that the corpus will be promoting it, and that's the thing with multis. If you're taking poison odds into poison odds, you just it might look like good value, but it's not. You've got to be taking overs into overs.
Overs into overs.
It's hard enough back on one lever winner, and you basically wouldn't take unders one winner, and then you're going to try and take unders two winners, and you're going to get two winners. So, very fraught with danger taking multiples.
Good stuff. Looks like a good day anyway. Well, as I said, it's Thursday morning, so good luck today for Oaks Day, and then we'll finish up on Saturday at Flemington again.
Great. Thanks, mate.
Cheers.